Edomites out here, man, they're gonna be let they're gonna go to the slaughter, man.
Just keep watching, keep watching. Keep coming back.
Huh?
You're at home.
No. I was thinking about second Ezra where it says, "Behold, my people led his flock to the slaughter." You know,
we out here.
see, they're finessing the minds of these people, man. While they're feeding them to the slaughter, they get ready to bring them to the slaughter to them, man. You know. But yeah, that's beautiful, man. If you love to hear, man, if you love to hear the words of the Lord, you're gonna obtain knowledge, man. You know, and that's what it's all about. Because the scriptures say, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be your stability in the times to come." Right. You know, we gonna, you know, martial law is coming. All right, a famine of the word is coming. It's on the horizon, man. It's gonna be a time where you can't get this word, you can't get this understanding. The spirit of the Lord is not gonna be in abundance. You know?
Proverbs 1:20, it says, "Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets."
And we bear forth witness to that. Wisdom crying out, uttered her voice in the streets. Because the word of the Lord is going out. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 21, "She crieth in the chief places of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?"
And that's the question. How long will ye simple ones love simplicity? And the American people love simplicity, man. They love funland, man. They love to be entertained, man.
Yeah.
Especially our people, man. Whatever the mainstream does, you know, our people does it 10 times worse, man. Like homosexuality. You know, you see a homosexual white guy, man. He's just a regular homosexual. But then you see a Jake, he's a flamboyant, man.
Yeah. What's that scripture?
The deeds, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Hey, you get that, brother. You got to finish on comment, bro.
Verse 22, it says, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning?"
Yeah, people love to talk shit about the word of the Lord, man. You know, the scriptures say, "How long will you do that, man?" You know.
"And fools hate knowledge."
And fools hate knowledge, man. Because what's coming out in the highways and hedges on the corners, man? The wisdom, you know, the knowledge of the living God, man, that orchestrates everything, man. And people love to scorn against them. People love to live in simplicity. And people hate his knowledge, man. So the scriptures are saying, how long, man? We know through the spirit it's not going to be so long, man. You know, go ahead.
Verse 23, "Turn you at my behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you."
So the Lord's pouring out his spirit through the Lord's servants, the prophets, man. Telling people what's about to come, man. Telling them that pestilence and famine and all types of calamities are going to come to this society, man.
That's right. Hey, like you said, brother, because ultimately, man, this all comes down to prophecy. It all comes down to prophecy. And Yahushua, you know, like it says in Ephesians 3:19, Yahushua said that what? For the love of Yahushua is passive knowledge. And that knowledge, it says what? That knowledge is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. What is that? It's really prophecy. Now, let me get, hold on what you got. Let me get Acts 2:17, going back to what the brother said. And let me get on Sirach, Ecclesiastes 24, and read the last three verses. Yeah, let that brother get on Acts 2:17, because Acts 2:17 is what? It was Luke writing down what was already prophesied in Joel, the 3rd chapter, good?
This Acts 2:17.
Right.
It says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh."
Right. The Lord said he's going to pour out in the last days. He will pour out his spirit. What is his spirit? His spirit is what? Going back to Revelation, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy, man. Go ahead.
"And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy."
Oh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Now, let me get, you got Sirach? Hold on to that. Read Sirach 24, start. Read the first verse. And then you're going to jump to the last three verses.
This is Sirach 24:1.
Right.
It says, "Wisdom shall praise herself, and she shall glory in the midst of her people."
Right, it says, "Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of his people." It's talking about the nation of Israel. Go ahead. You read on verse 2.
"In the congregation of the Most High,
The congregation The congregation of the Most High is the nation of Israel, really starting with the elect. The 144,000 remaining of the 1/3. Go ahead.
Shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power?
Now, how is she opening her mouth and triumphing before his power? Now, jump down to the last 3 verses.
Sirach 24 and 32.
Right?
I will yet make doctrine to shine.
I will yet make doctrine, which is wisdom, knowledge, understanding, to shine. Go ahead.
As the morning, and were light afar off.
Right, and that's exactly what's going on. How does doctrine? How does the Most High have wisdom and doctrine? Read that again.
Verse 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off.
And will send forth her light afar off. How is that going down? That's Psalms 19. Psalm 19 started 1 right quick, man. That's right, because I mean, listen, this is a process, precept upon precept. Here, and still, you can has to do with what? Sodomy, meaning you can have a one-year sodomite. Why? Sodomy, like you said, ain't no penetration.
This Psalm 19:1. It says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, tonight showeth knowledge.
Wait, what is that talking about? That knowledge that's being shown through the firmaments. It's talking about through the satellites. It's talking about the internet, right? That's why when you go back to that scripture, read that scripture again.
God, this is Sirach 24 and 32.
Right?
I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning,
right?
And will send forth her light afar off.
See, and will send forth her light afar off. Not just locally, but nationally, and most importantly, internationally, right? Why? Because the nation of Israel is scattered, especially the elect is scattered across the 4 winds, as it says in the scriptures. Keep going back on Psalms 19.
Verse 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Right, so doctrine of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, it goes and it pushes as a light to the languages, right? That's why it's not just in English. Yeah, English is the #1 language right now because our enemies that are ruling over us, the conqueror of the earth, speaks that language. That's why that language is the dominant language, but that's starting to change. Why? Because the nation of Israel, elect, are taken over through the spirit and power of Jehovah Shem Yahushua, which that's what? The Hebrew way of saying the name of the Lord and the Son and the Holy Spirit. So the dominant language, the true dominant language, which is the Hebrew language, is starting to what? It's starting to creep back up. And I said creep back because that was the original language of the land, right? Of the whole earth.
Verse 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth.
Right, when you look up the word line, right, in the Hebrew, I think it's hey brother, can you look up the word line in the Hebrew? That's Psalms 19.
I got it.
And also Shah, also look, whoever's looking for that word line, also go to Right, also go to Zechariah chapter 1 verse 16 and look up the word line over there. Actually, get brother, now you get Zechariah 1 and 16. Hold on what you holding on to.
You at Psalm 19?
Psalms 19 and 4. Look up the word line and get Zechariah 1 and 16. It should be saying something like quab or something.
Yeah, quab, yeah.
It says quab, right? Yeah. Now read what it says on the quab, brother.
It says chord.
A chord.
Yeah, chord.
You see that?
Yeah.
What is a chord?
A chord, yeah.
What do you have in the internet, man? Especially when the computers came in. They had what you call wireless cords. Keep going.
It says chord, line, measuring line, chord, measuring line.
Right.
It says not my poetic mimic cry of Isaiah's words, perhaps senseless, but
yeah, but the main point is chord. Yeah. That's the word. When you read that line, when you look up the word line in the Hebrew, it's quab, meaning what? Chord. Going back to what? Wires, man. It's talking about wires. So read Psalms 19:4 again.
It's Psalm 19:4.
Right.
It says, their line is gone out through all the earth.
Right, they're cords. How's the cords going out? We're not sending out ropes. It's the word of the Lord being sent out through what? The internet, like just right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Going live, that's the cord that's being sent. That's that line that's being shown throughout the earth. Now you guys Zechariah 1:16?
Yeah, we're online.
Online. Online, that's right.
Now this is Zechariah 1:16.
Right?
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies.
Right, the Lord said he is returned to Jerusalem, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, elect with mercies. Go ahead.
My house shall be built in it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My house shall be built in it, saith Yahweh of hosts, and the line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem.
You see that? The line, which when you look up that word line,
Same word.
the same word.
Same word, yep.
So the line shall be what? Read it again.
It says, and the line,
The whole verse. No,
Zechariah 1:16.
Right.
Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, I am returned to Jerusalem
Right.
with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith Yahweh of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem.
Right. So a lot of times, what would they say? If the people that know about us know that, hey, you know what? Yeah, this that group, the Hebrew Israelites on the internet, and you see them in the streets.
Yeah.
Because the Lord, listen, the house of the Lord is being built through the internet, right? Now, of course, you still got the foundation, the good old face-to-face in the streets. You know, the scripture said wisdom, what? Cry out in the streets. So we still got to be, just like with all the internet and all the iPads and phones, right? We still got the good old book with the pages. So the Most High hasn't gone all the way futuristic. You know, partial futuristic and still partially ancient, right? Yeah, that's it on that. Now go back to Sirach.
This is Sirach 24:32. It
Right.
says, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy.
That's right. I will yet pour out doctrine. So the wisdom, knowledge, and the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is prophecies, man. So the fact that we are in the year of prophecy, this is what we live for, man. Because guess what we are? We're prophets. Going back to Acts 2:17, you got it?
Yeah. Can I get scripture real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
This Second Edges 15:1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people.
Hold on. I have a question. Do y'all know that America's going into this Third World War? Are you even aware? Are you even aware that there's going to be a Third World War? You probably not ain't. We're not talking about church. We're talking about politics. You're not aware of politics. See, you got these people. They don't even know the three branches of government. See, we always talk, but see, the reason why you get into politics because it's the politics is where a lot of the prophecies, especially prophecies that have the international prophecies, World War III. There's no way you can know what's going on prophetically in the Middle East, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, unless you are involved in the geopolitical realm, so to speak. There's no way, because you're going to be talking about what? Well, yeah, you can say, well, all right, Gog and Magog. Well, people will ask you, who the hell is Gog and Magog?
Yeah.
And then when the scripture said, well, this nation, this nation's going to do this with this nation, how would you know that unless you're able to
Pinpointed with the prophet.
pinpoint it with the prophets?
Yeah. That's why people don't know what time. Well, people have an understanding of that this is the end of the world, but they don't understand. They can't grasp the individual aspects of it, man. Like brothers get into the fact that the Lord is raising up. He mentioned Gog and Magog, how the Lord is raising up the Russians, man, and how the Russians are going to be a guard unto these other smaller nations.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't understand that if you just read Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
You wouldn't.
You know.
Well, the scripture said the righteous study of the answer. You know, and Job it says that what? The cause that I knew not, I searched out. So you're gonna have to put in work.
Yeah.
But if the spirit is in you and you are a prophet, man, you're gonna love doing that. We love doing that, brother.
Well, the Spirit is going to lead you to the
It's
teachers.
gonna lead you to the teachers.
That's going to teach you, and ultimately you're going to
you're
learn,
also
and then you're
become
going
a
to become a teacher, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
You'll be in unity.
how you gonna learn if you gotta be taught to learn.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, absolutely.
Like, well, going back to you always bring that scripture up, spirit passes knowledge. You know, that's how it works, man. That's how it works. You know.
Yeah, this is 2nd Esdras 9:1. He said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs to pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time.
Yeah, the Lord always gave his men something to look for, man. He always gave his men clues to what to look for when I'm gonna return, man. When the Lord is gonna return, we have certain signs to look for, you know? All right? That's why a lot of people don't know what time they living in, man, because they don't know what the Lord told his servants, the prophets, to look for. Because they aren't the servants, the prophets, man.
That's right.
The Lord, our power, the God of Israel, is the God that tells you what he's going to do before he does it, and gives you signs of what to look for before he does it, and for you to watch for him.
Yeah, let me get this piece straight. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and 21. It says, "For thy law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the works that shall begin." So, you know, the law of the Lord is burnt, man. Hey, man, hey, bro, hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah, man. Both, all of y'all, really. It's an easy question. What's your nationality, my brother? Do you know who you are? That's a real question. But see, they don't have, that's what it means. That's what we read. That the law of the Lord is burnt, man. They don't know who they are, neither they care, man.
They don't have the light. They don't have the light in knowing who they are, man. And knowing who you are in the last days, and knowing the knowledge and the understanding of your power is going to be your stability, man.
Right.
But they rather walk in something, they're basically walking into a dead-end street, man.
Yeah, and they love to have it so, brother.
I mean, the scripture says you should discontinue from your heritage. He just said, I don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, these little niggas gonna be the main niggas in the streets, man.
Yeah.
Causing havoc,
Yeah,
getting put to
wilding
death,
out.
man. Wilding out, with no guidance. Like the scripture talk about a wild bull, you know?
That's right. Absolutely. You can tell. You can tell. That's why they ain't trying to hear it. Because listen, we all got a destiny, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all got a destiny, man. So if your destiny is to be out here wilding out in these race wars, you know, and putting people to death and getting put to death ultimately, then this ain't for you.
That's what
And this ain't gonna be for you. You're gonna look at us like, yo, y'all just talk. We about that action, son. We're about that action, son. You know?
Yeah. Well, you actually gonna be about that action,
Hey,
man.
niggas gonna wanna be T'Challa, man. Fucking Black Panther nigga.
Fucking Rambo, man.
Rambo. That's what that movie is about, man. It's about bringing forth those instincts, those race wars, man. Jake is feeding off of that.
Jake
man.
is-
You can see
yeah,
that,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Bro, this fucking movie, man, this shit is sold out, bro. I'm like, is this a fucking Titanic, man? Like, I mean, you look at these, it's sold out each and every day. Even during a fucking week, this shit was sold out, man.
It made history as far as
Yeah, this shit is
it made
ridiculous,
history.
man.
That
Sold out in the first weekend.
And remember, the first 2 weeks, that's just niggas going to see this shit. Because remember, the heathens know that niggas are going to see this. So they don't really want to be, they feel like that's hot ground right there. Niggas are showing up with dashikis. Niggas are doing the salute.
Well, you heard about the Edomite that said they got beat up in the show of Black Panther and it was alive, man.
Yeah.
So you know,
So
Edomites are scared.
They're scared.
Yeah.
Even the heathens are scared.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know the only ones in there is Negroes, Hispanics, and Natives.
But you know what that proves, man? That proves that Esau knows how to rouse up.
Yeah.
Esau has his way. Well, it's through the spirit of the Heavenly Father, but Esau knows how to rouse these Negroes up, man. He mastered, he taught, a long time ago, man. He studies us, man. He knows what buttons to push, man.
Well,
If next week he wanted to start up a quarrel or a race
remember,
riot,
the character itself came about in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement. So that character is based on race war, man, on race divisions and race relations. So for people that think that this is a coincidence, no, this is not a coincidence. This is highly political, and it's all what? It's all to get these niggas riled up for this upcoming race war.
it's a show, man. It's a show. Because the elites need a race riot to have a justification to bring in martial law, to bring in the troops,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
to lock this society down, man. And they know what buttons to trigger, man, to stir up these people, man.
That's right.
Jake's stupid. This Hosea 4:1. It says, hear ye the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, ye children of Israel. For Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land.
See? Yep. Yeah. There's no truth or mercy in the land, man. And the Lord has a controversy with this place, man.
I'm gonna jump down to 6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right, you falling for every little thing the media put out. You know, niggas getting killed in the streets all day by the police. Why are they picking and choosing certain ones to follow?
Well, hell.
Then the moms acting the same exact way, you know?
Yeah, like you said, they know how to. The media knows how to stir up the people, because the issues that you really should have a problem with, like your medical system, like your the genetically foods that you eat, like the chemtrails they're spraying. Nobody says nothing about that. Nobody says nothing about that. The taxes that you being paid, you gotta pay taxes, car insurance rates and stuff like that. Nobody says nothing about these things that affect you. You know, but if they want you to, if they want to take your guns away, you know, they get people, they set them up and get people to protest to get their guns taken away, man. So it's all orchestrated, man.
Them hirelings that basically, what is it? Trauma actors.
Trauma actors.
Trauma
Crisis
actors.
actors.
Yeah, crisis actors. Yeah, they set them up and they come and they do their job to a T. You know what I'm saying?
If I could say this, there was a interview, and the kids that were at the school shooting, they were talking to Trump, and they were saying we need somebody to enforce these guns getting taken away. You know?
Yeah. I mean, which you know what that's all about. I mean, that's another form of getting that civil war, because you're gonna have that. You're gonna have like a semi-civil war / race war going on. But because you got Edomites that's gonna want to kill Edomites, because you got Edomites that want to take other Edomites' guns. Yeah. But in the process, you got niggas that's in the mix of that, and you got Edomites that hate niggas. So it's just gonna be an all free for all just hatred.
Yeah, just confusion,
just
man.
confusion.
It's chaos, man.
Chaos. Because people just gonna go about, okay, do you agree about this? Do you agree with this? Do you agree with that? If you say no, then I gotta kill you. Or vice versa. Now, get Job right quick, brother.
There's Job 36:9.
Right, that goes for these niggas, them little niggas that just pass by, and all these niggas really that don't want to hear this word, right?
Then he showeth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded.
Wait, how did he show the transgressions? Let me get, what's it, Isaiah 54, we have about that in a minute. Cry aloud.
Oh yeah,
58:1. That's a classic right there, man. No, but let me get there. Read that scripture again out.
This Job 36:9. It says, then he showeth them their it says, then he showeth them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded.
Right, that's what the Lord always shows the works and transgression of the nation of Israel through prophets. Every time you see in the scripture and the Lord appeared to such and such king and did this, and it was always through the mouth of a man, of a prophet. That's how Israel is aware of their transgressions, and that's through that man or those men that Israel knows where the Heavenly Father stands with them. Because it's like, oh, so that's how the Lord is feeling right now. So if we go to war, we're gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now you got it?
Now this is Isaiah 58:1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Yeah, that's what we doing, man. You hear the brother, that's that trumpet, man. So when we speak, you can hear it from across the street, man. Sometimes a couple blocks, depending on the pipes that the Lord gave to a brother, man. It's all through the Spirit, right?
And show my people their transgressions,
right?
And the house of Jacob their sins.
So that's how you know who Job is referring to the nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So go back to Job, right?
Yeah, it's Job 36:10. It says, he openeth also their ears to discipline, and commanded that they return from iniquity.
Right, what's the discipline? The discipline is talking about what? Again, it's really talking about the diligence and faith, consistency and faith. That's where it starts. And then the following of the Lord's statutes and commandments to the best of your ability, which is the doctrine of life. But it starts with faith. You know, Luke shaking his head, Esau. See, that's where Jay got that type hands mentality. Remember, it was back in the days, the Edomites was doing that shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had pants where you see motherfuckers' thighs and calves and shit.
Rock bands.
Yeah, rock bands and skateboarding. But see, eventually Jake got, you know, it's all about their integration. Integration is the worst thing that happened to us. We started merging with you damn devils, man.
That's right.
That's what it is. That's right. That's the look we looking for.
That's right.
We're not looking for no damn smiles. Right, right, old timer?
That's right.
The so-called white man is the devil, right, old timer?
That's right.
Well, listen, we gotta disagree with that. You got blue-eyed, brown-eyed, devil, and all that. You know, but hey, he's you know, but you know that's the only place he's gonna say that though, man. Because other than that, he ain't gonna say that. Which he shouldn't. He shouldn't be walking around in places of work and crying, "The white man is the devil." Yeah. Scripture says you got to be discreet, man. Yeah. The Lord said that with a multitude of counsel. With a multitude of counsel that shall fight that war, so to speak, man. So you need to know how to fight this war. You can't just be out here wilding out, man.
Well, especially in these days, it is you'll lose your job for something that you do way out, you know?
Yeah.
These days, man, it's crazy, man, because, you know, people have to make a living, but you got a gag order. You can't, certain things you can say, certain things you can't
But
say.
the gag order really is from the Most High. Because, because the Most High telling you to be discreet with the word.
Yeah.
Why? Because remember, we are incognito, man. Look up incognito, brother. And I'm online. Oh, somebody got their phone? Hey, look at brother. Look up incognito. You got precept?
Yeah. This is Proverbs 1 and 4. It says to give subtility to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
Right, subtility to the simple. And we were all once upon a time simple as hell. So the Lord taught us what? Subtility. To be subtile is to be what? Actually, you want to look up subtility as well. Because we know what it is. A serpent is an animal that's subtile, man. Meaning you crafty.
Yeah.
You know, we being crafty, man. We walk on, we got garments, you know, we preach the word of the Lord. And I mean, example, how many times, brothers, and you can say this, how many times you've been in the city and you pass me, oh shit, this is why I do the work. I don't walk these streets before with my woman. Walk past the camp while I preach the word. She don't know shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's crafty. Right.
Yeah, the scriptures say be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You know, the serpent was wise enough not to go to Adam.
That's right.
You know,
He went to the
Eve.
weaker
He knew how
vessel.
to play the game.
That's right.
That's the same thing.
That's right.
Yeah, incognito says disguised under an assumed name and character, an adverb unknown with concealed identity.
See that concealed identity, man. Our identity is concealed. Why? Because listen, there's multiple ways to wage war. This war, when you're waging a war, when you are behind enemy's lines, you cannot operate as if you are outside of the walls trying to rush in. We're not rushing in. That's why we can't get physical. That's why this word is what? It's all about the spirit, and it's about the faith and the spiritual warfare. It's about what? Strategy. That's what the Most High is doing right now, man. Strategy, spiritual strategy. Feeding, getting the soldiers ready from within enemy's walls, man. So as you live, I gotta say this, so as you live within the enemy's walls, you have to be incognito, man. When you out there in the world, you gotta be incognito.
You know, the crazy thing about this situation right here is us being in slavery, that we're the closest thing to the so-called white man. He had to keep us close so that he could go out and take the other nations down. But we know his weaknesses.
Yeah.
We know his strengths.
Well, I'll say this. The hopeful elect men of the Lord know,
Yeah.
because the nation of Israel is,
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you, brother. Right now, the heathens know more about the maliciousness of Esau, which is crazy, because we've actually, that's a crazy thing about it. Nobody should know Esau more than us.
Yeah, exactly.
But because of the shit that he's done to us.
Yeah.
So the heathens, the little bit that they know about this devil get blown up, their culture's getting fucked up and all that, but they still got their heritage for the most part. They're like, nah, we gotta keep it distant with the damn devil. The little bit that he's done to them, they're like, hey, you know what? Hey, we know what you did up fucking Iraq. We know what you did to Japan when you dropped the atomic bomb. But us, with the ass whooping that we got, the rape, the robbery, the murder, the injustice, and the majority of niggas is like, good white folk, man. That Uncle Tom spirit. Yeah. That's how the Lord, that's why the Heavenly Father is so upset, because there's a scripture that said that if the heathens would have chosen, they would have come back to the Lord.
Oh yeah.
Brothers know where that scripture at, bring it out. when the Lord said if the heathen had been the chosen, they would have returned. But the nation of Israel, knuckleheaded Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans,
house.
you know, the house of the Lord, we like, nah, we're gonna do as our captains. Now, you had something. Right?
Yeah, this was
Subtility?
Yeah, subtility
Right.
is shrewdness, craftiness, and prudence.
See, shrewdness, craftiness, that's what I said, craftiness and prudence. That's what a snake is. Because remember, the serpent, a serpent, or whether a serpent or even a snake, because a serpent, you know, a snake is an animal, a serpent could be the snake, the animal, but it could also be a man. The actual snake has already what? The actual snake has a disadvantage already. Why? Because he can't stand, he doesn't have legs, he can't stand at once, so he has to know where to be, when to be, what to do in certain situations. That's why a snake is not coming out to places where he knows he doesn't have the advantage.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. You know, he hunts at night. He hunts certain creatures. He's not going after lions.
Patient.
He's patient.
Camouflage.
He's camouflage, and guess what? He could. Oh, a serpent knows how to regulate his what? His temperature. That's another thing. A serpent knows how to turn his temperature, his body from heat to cold. When he gets closer to his prey, he becomes cold. So that what? Because remember, most animals, most nocturnal animals seek heat. So he's gonna turn his body what cold, so he can get closer and closer. Man, come on, man. That's why Yahweh Shah said to be wet. Wise as a serpent, man. And harmless as a dove. You had something?
No, I was going to say that their digestive system as well. They eat, you know, then it takes. Well, they can go for a long time without eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah, the brother found the scripture. This is Second Hedges 1:24. It says, "What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah, wouldest not obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes."
Okay. Now that's something else, because that goes into something else. That goes into the nation, because the other nation to keep the statutes of the Lord, that goes to the nation of Israel. Because remember, the more you read on that, it tells you that. Actually, keep reading on it. Keep reading on it.
Verse 25. It says, "Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also."
Right, because remember, right there, the Lord is talking about when you go into the ancient times when the Lord gave, the land of Israel, what you call the circumcision. The circumcision forsake the Lord, right, being in the land, forsook Yahweh Shah. So what did the Lord say? The Lord said, I want to go and deal with another nation. Now that nation, he's still talking about what? He's talking about Israelites. And he was talking about Israelite foreigners. That's what he was talking about, Israelite foreigners. And really, when you move forward, the Lord would say, what? A new nation of Israel, of Israelites that follow the Lord, what? In the spirit. Keep reading. It's going to break it down.
Verse 25. It says, "Seeing ye have forsaken me,
Right.
I will also forsake you. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you.
Right, go ahead.
Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Ye have not as it were forsaken me for your own self, said the Lord."
Let's jump down to like 35.
This is verse 35. It says, "Your houses will I give to a people that shall come."
Right, see that? That's that other nation he's talking about. Your houses should I give to a people that shall come. Still talking about the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
"Which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me."
See that? And that's where his faith comes in. Because that nation, which is still us, now it's talking about what? The nation right there is talking about a group of Israelites that will believe in the Most High by faith, not by law, statutes, and commandments. Man. Go ahead.
It says, "To whom I have showed no signs, yet they shall do that I have commanded them."
That's right. That's what it is. It's talking about us. The Lord didn't send angels. Angels didn't come knocking at your door. You were asleep, and an angel came in and said, "Hey, man, I'm such and such angel. You're an Israelite. It's time to go. Time to go out there in the highways." No, man. The Lord didn't do that. The Lord just put a spirit on us and woke and put the faith that was already within us. All he did was put his spirit, like he said in Acts 2:17, and lit that fire, man. Right?
It's verse 36. It says, they have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance.
See that? Go ahead.
And acknowledge them. I take to witness the grace of the peoples to come.
Right, because remember, the Israelite foreigners didn't see the prophets because they were living in the lands of the heathens. So that's where, like the brother that was here earlier, he made the statement that really we are kind of Israelite, we kind of are like Gentiles. Why? Because we were in the ways of the heathens. So we became, we are that nation that the Lord was talking about, that he will awake through faith, man. Not through the law, statutes, and commandments, right?
It says, whose little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes.
See that? Which we haven't seen the Lord with bodily eyes. These eyes that we have on us right now in this particular incarnation or reincarnation have not seen the Lord with bodily eyes. Go ahead.
Yet in spirit they believe the things that I say.
And that's what it is. That's that nation. Yet in spirit believe the things that I say. It's talking about us right now, man. And all the brothers elect across the four winds. That's that nation. But see, the church would get that totally wrong. They get that totally wrong, man. Because they all, well, see, that's a place. Now, the scripture that I was talking about, it's somewhere in the Old Testament where it actually says that if the nation, the heathens, had been the chosen, they would have had come back to the Lord. I forgot. I think
I got something in Ezekiel. I got something in Ezekiel. It says, this is Ezekiel 3:4. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech or of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto me.
That's it. That's it. That's the scripture. That's the scripture. Because those people, although in the midst, when you go deeper, in the midst of those people are still Israelites, because you got Israelites out there, which when they speak the language, you're not gonna understand what the hell they're talking about. But they still Israelites, and they could be part of the election. But in that particular time and season, right? Clearly, it wasn't time for that opening. That door had not been opened just yet for the Israelite foreigners. So you was to teach on the nation of Israel, Israelites, that you knew were Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man. Now go back to the subtility part. What we at? Right. We looked up incognito, which you still got incognito.
Unknown, I think so. Yeah, because it's an Italian. I think I might still got it. Yeah, incognito. Unknown with concealed identity, from Italian incognito. Unknown, especially in connection with traveling, from Latin.
In connection with traveling.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We are travelers. We're not supposed. We're not. Micah 2:10. Depart for this is not your rest. And also, let me get on 1 Peter's chapter. So one of y'all get Micah 2:10, and the other one give me 1 Peter's. Read some more on that incognito.
Yeah, all right, so from the Latin, incognitus, unknown, not investigated. So, unknown, not investigated. Unknown, not investigated, incognitus.
Right. Incognitus.
Yeah.
So that's how you're supposed to be when you're out in the world, man. You can't be out here screaming and wilding out and telling, which I know somebody like that in my job, this damn cut. This nigga, you know what I'm saying? And, he knows who he is, an Israelite, but he's one of those, like, he's at the job, just, like, and you could tell he purposely gets a little louder because he wants, when you speak and you see people come by and you elevate your voice a little bit because you really want their attention, but you're not looking at them, you notice them. He does that. And I'm like, dude, you don't get us fired, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because you don't want people to investigate you. That's why it goes back to the word incognitus.
They could be part of incognitus. Yeah. They already know, because he already letting everybody know what he is.
Yeah.
They're like, so he's one of them too.
Yeah.
He's in there.
and start investigating,
Start
and looking
investigating
around, and
shit,
next
man,
thing you
come
know,
on, bro.
they got you on a YouTube
Yeah.
page, and
Yeah, bro, you're like, come on, man, what the hell? Why? Because then it opens up the door for your enemies, man. Because David spoke about enemies, man. You got people out here that just because you feel happy that the Most High gave you this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and then you want the kingdom of heaven really bad, you got to put this into your mind. Not every Jake feels that way, because you got Jakes that understand that the kingdom of heaven comes with new rules and regulations, and they don't want no parts of that. So some niggas want to remain niggas, and they understand that what you bringing forth, what's being brought forth through you, that spirit, is not conducive to them being niggas. Something's gonna have to give, and a nigga don't want to give up being a nigga. So he's gonna do what? He's gonna sell your ass out to the devil, man.
a lot of our people don't want this these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which is the Israelites, they don't want this society to fall. Well, if you're talking about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven has to be established upon blood and death and destruction.
Brother.
People gonna lose their families.
Brother, you see, that's why I made the statement that I made about the whole Wakanda thing. I was like, don't get it twisted. You got some niggas that doing the whole Wakanda, but they don't want to go. They don't want to because when you see the preview, and I read the comic. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I know about the comic. When you look at that place, it's a lot of although women are given way too much power, but it's a lot of strictness. You know, a lot of strictness. Bam, bam, bam. Niggas don't like that. But a lot of order, although it's it's fucked up order. So, but niggas don't like that. When you gotta tell a nigga what to do. Yeah. And in that place, they wouldn't want that. They want to be in America. Why? Because though America's kicking their ass, America still allows them to do some of the fucked up, wicked shit that they love to do. Yeah, to a certain extent. So niggas like, you know what? Yeah, I know I could drive around and get my cat pill, but I could also be a faggot. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so the niggas like, hey, the wage and the balance, hey, yeah, he can whip my ass and shit, yeah, he can lock me up. Well, I could be a gang member. I could be a thug. Right. So that's the thing. That's the problem, man. Yeah. First Peter. Because the scripture said, Incognito said travelers, right?
Yeah, travel. Yeah.
Before First Peter, there was another one that called it. Yeah, Micah 2:10.
This one in Second Ezra's too. I think the 16th chapter. I want to get that.
Be peppers? Yeah. Get that Second Ezra 16. I don't know what verse, but
It's Micah 2:10.
what?
It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You Negroes, man, this ain't your rest, man. This is a place of captivity and slavery, man. You out here being buddy-buddy with the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. It wasn't supposed to be like that, man. It is not supposed to be like that, man. Now, our women, of course our women gonna do that, because, listen, the Israelite women have committed high treason going back to the Garden of Eden, man. So, we understand who we at. When you sleep in your bed, you're sleeping with a treasonous individual, man. So just think about that. Every night I go to bed and I look at that room like, that's Satan right now, man.
It's an enemy, yep.
Like, this is how Satan is able to come to me, man. Through my damn woman. You sleep in the same bed as Satan, man. That's what these women are. Why? Because these women, they don't have no barrier. They're the weaker vessel. They're not spiritual. They don't have no barrier to protect against spiritual,
like
demonic
city without walls.
A city without walls.
City without walls, yeah.
Right, and they got on board. Yeah. So when they always reaching, they catch shit. Their minds, a woman's mind is always wandering outside of the household. That's how she gets them fucking demons, man.
These reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Shit that comes on
Yeah.
TV.
But brother, a woman doesn't need reality TV to be a demon. You think Eve was watching reality TV shows? What? She just knew how to fucking be Satan, man. Fucking bitches. That they got the Greeks had a so-called goddess called Medusa. When you looked at her, you're turning a fucking stone. That's what these women are, man. They look at you, man, and when you first meet a woman, and a lot of times before you meet a woman, she's met you already. That's another thing you got to understand about these women. Women got the quickest eyes in the fucking world, man. By the time you notice the chick pass, she's seen you 5 minutes ago, and she's already dissected your ass, and she continues to pass by. That means she already made her decision after dissecting you, your height, your skin color,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
beard. She already made the conclusion that that's not what you're looking for. And then you notice her, and you're like, oh man, what's up with Shorty? Shorty already knows. So she already made plans. I can't have children with this guy. You know?
Yeah.
It's, every time I talk to a girl, especially in the world, I had mad so-called homegirls.
Yeah.
They all said the same thing. We can figure out the first 5 seconds if we're
Yeah.
gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
Straight up.
When they
They
come into
already
the
fucked
room,
you.
you know that. When you go into a lounge or a bar, it's like bam bam. In that 1 second, she already knows the height, the nationality, the tall, the beard. She already knows that she's gonna talk to you. She already made her decision, man. You got something?
Yeah, this is Isaiah 3:16.
Right.
It says, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and missing as they go, and maketh a tingling with their feet.
Right. The one-time eyes, not only is it physically, but it's also mentally. Why? Because the women are always plotting about doing different things outside of the household. You know, you got plans going on, which that's what a woman is. You got your plan with your woman, and then your woman got her own plans. So as a man in this society, you gotta have the same mentality as, well, we got plans together, but I also got my plan B. And my plan B is, in case plan A don't work out, I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's why we tell brothers, man, the one thing, it happens, brothers end up in situations, whatever, but the thing I always say, brothers, man, always make, if you can, don't have no children and don't get no fucking marriage service. If you don't have those two ropes on your neck, you can always part ways easily from the bitch. But once you got a child, or you get that marriage certification, then that means Esau. Now you've given Esau the ability to put you in a fucking trap. Man.
Hey, Chris Rock said when he got divorced, he had to pay for.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
He talking the new tambourine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He said he had to pay for her 3 lawyers.
He had to pay.
his 3
And you know what
lawyers.
he said when he sat and he looked at these lawyers left and right. He's like, these motherfuckers in here give my money.
His money, yeah.
This is First Ezra
How
4:37.
the fuck you want to pay for your
Yeah,
wife?
how do- yeah.
Yo, that shit is fucking wicked, man. This bitch is trying to destroy me, and I gotta pay for the lawyer that's gonna
for your
fucking
own
destroy me,
destruction.
man.
Yep. Well, that's
Esau,
America,
man, how bad? Like, dude, I know you're gonna fuck me over, cause you're going with a woman, but you're gonna have me force me to pay for her lawyer too? God damn, man.
This is First Ezra chapter 4, verse 37.
Right.
It says, wine is wicked, the king is wicked,
Right.
women are wicked.
See that the Bible says women are wicked as hell. But in this society they worship women. But women are wicked, man. Women are weak.
Well, they had more sense back in the ancient
Yeah,
days.
they did.
Wait, what did they say in Ecclesiastes? He said, from the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
You all down.
Out of 1,000, I found none.
Yeah. Or women's hearts are snares and nets.
Yeah.
That's what the ancients said about these women. So how much more so now, man?
Yeah, man, it works. And back then, even faulty. Even the ancient fell, like Solomon. He was ancient, he fell off because of a woman.
Because one thing a woman have is time, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what they have. They have time to wait you out. And you know, because
They
when you
catch
first
you
get
when
with a
you-
woman,
yeah.
you don't know if you're gonna stay with her or leave her. That's the best time.
After a while,
Yeah.
they show you their real face, and they know you've already caught feelings.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna want to deal with a lot of the bullshit. Like you said early on, there's no way Solomon was gonna allow that bullshit. It happened over time. They were buttering up Solomon over and over. He started getting weak. The Most High kind of removed
When you get
his wisdom.
comfortable, that's when she changed. You know?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times when you move in with a woman,
That's right, brother.
you're not gonna get the same thing you got when she just coming over and might
That's
spend the night a
right.
couple
That's right.
times.
Facts. That's experience.
That's why you need more than one woman.
That's why you need more than one woman. And even in this truth, like, it's, you don't want multiple women where you all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
But it's good to have a little piece on the side just to get your mind right. Because when you're around your woman too damn much, your mind ain't right, man. So you gotta step outside and get your mind right from time to
You can
time.
handle it.
Well,
If you can handle
like the brother say, but you know what? You should be able to. Every situation is different.
Well, you should take the
Situation
mentality of Paul. Paul said, if you have a woman,
you go ahead.
by Hashem Rakal Kodash,
That's right.
all right, double honors the elder apostles. All right, until the next episode, we'll see y'all. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Lord's will.
Shalom.